Navigating high school can feel like trying to find your way without a map. But what if there was one single roadmap for career readiness that could guide every single student, from their first day as a freshman all the way to their last day as a senior? Okay, let's dive into this, because this idea is not only possible, it's kind of brilliant.
Right off the bat, you hit a pretty big question, right? How on earth can a 14-year-old who's just starting to figure things out and an 18-year-old who's about to graduate possibly benefit from the same plan? I mean, their needs are worlds apart. It seems impossible, but the solution is surprisingly simple.
So here's the big question. Can one plan really work for everyone? Well, the answer is a resounding yes. But, and this is a big but, it all hinges on one crucial little adjustment in how you look at the plan itself.
And this, right here, is the core idea. You don't actually need two separate roadmaps. You just need one single, consistent monthly schedule. But you approach it through two different lenses, depending on where the student is in their high school journey. It's elegant, it's efficient, and it's incredibly effective.
Okay, so this brings us to the secret ingredient that makes this whole system work. It's this simple but really powerful distinction between two mindsets: exploring versus preparing.
Let's break this down. For the younger students, grades 9 and 10, the focus is all about exploration. It's low pressure, it's about discovering your strengths, building a little confidence, and just seeing what's out there. But then, for the upperclassmen, the focus shifts, and it shifts sharply to preparation. Now they're making real decisions, building polished resumes, and getting ready for that next huge step. Same topics, totally different goals.
And here it is. This is the central mantra of this entire roadmap. It's so simple and so memorable. Younger students explore, older students prepare. This is the guiding principle for every single thing they do.
So that's the theory. What does this actually look like in practice? Let's get into the schedule and see how this dual focus approach plays out during the first half of the school year.
Now, this is what's so cool. You can see how the same topic serves two totally different needs. So take January, strengths discovery. The 9th grader, they're just learning about themselves. The 12th grader, they're confirming their interests right before they have to lock in a university program. Or look at March. For the explorer, it's about building some foundational confidence. For the preparer, it's about sharpening those communication skills for a real deal interview.
Let's just zoom in on May for a second. Resume writing, because it's a perfect example. A freshman isn't applying for their dream career, so the goal is just exposure. Create a starter resume for a volunteer gig, maybe a summer job. But the junior or senior, they need preparation. They are building a polished, professional resume for serious job applications, co-op placements, and university admissions. It's the same activity, but it evolves with the student.
And this pattern just keeps on going, just as effectively as we move through the rest of the year. Let's take a quick look at the second half of this roadmap.
And that consistency is so key. In July, explorers learn the basics of money. Preparers, meanwhile, are diving into the nitty-gritty of tuition and budgeting for life after high school. In September, the younger students get that early, low-stakes exposure to different colleges, while the older ones are doing a deep dive into program requirements and, importantly, deadlines. So the crucial point here is that every single month is relevant to every single student, right where they are in their journey.
So what does this all add up to? Well, it adds up to a system that's incredibly flexible and really personalized. It truly becomes your path at your pace.
The genius of this roadmap is really its adaptability. Every student just takes what they need at their specific level. Freshmen get that crucial exposure without all the pressure of making life-altering decisions. And seniors, they get the focused, practical preparation they absolutely need to launch successfully. It creates this really beautiful, continuous growth model that just builds on itself year after year. And that ensures the program is always valuable for everyone involved.
This whole system really proves you don't need a different plan for every single person, you just need a different lens. And that's a powerful way to think about growth and development, not just in school, but really in any journey. So that leaves just one question for you to think about. You have the roadmap. What's your first step?